Here we're going to talk about horizontal and vertical lines and their equations. First, say you have a horizontal line. That's a horizontal line. The slope of that line is 0. And if we were going to connect an equation to it, it would be the equation y equals some number. That's it. There is no x in this equation. And the y is going to be whatever number it goes through on the y-axis. Number it intersects on y-axis. Note that a horizontal line is actually going to be perpendicular to the y-axis. Now, on the contrary, if we have a vertical line, that's going to be perpendicular to the x-axis. Just realize that y'all haven't had geometry yet, so this means perpendicular. Intersects at a 90-degree angle. It's not parallel, it's perpendicular. It's like a T intersection in your driver's ed class. Vertical line, the slope is undefined. We talked about that earlier. And then lastly, it's going to be the equation is going to be x equals some number. There's no y in that equation. And the number that we're referring to here is the number it intersects on the x-axis. We're going to come back to this in a minute. We've also been talking about graphing lines. So you know what? I want to graph these lines right here. So notice the equations are, just make sure you're in the right part of your notes. It's y equals 5, and then the other equation is y equals -3. So according to our process before, I could plug in a positive, a negative, and a 0 for x. So I'll go -3, 0, and positive 3. Well, wait, when I substitute that in for x, I'm supposed to calculate what y is. Well, no matter what here, no matter what x is, y is 5. Right? There's no calculation to do. It says right here, y, remember, is means equals, y is 5. So here are 3 coordinate pairs, -3, 5. Remember, we can put these together as a coordinate pair, your x and your y, buddy. -3, 5, 0, 5. Oops, 0, 5 is right there. Oh, I almost got myself in big trouble. And 3, 5 is right there. It makes a line, connect the dots. Let's try that down here. I'm going to use the same x's. No, I won't. I'll change it up because I don't want to get you all confused with the 3's. So, -1, 0, 1. No matter what x is, this rule tells me the rule is that no matter what, y is -3. That's like the one thing they're saying. No matter what, I don't care what you do with x, but y is -3. So now we have 3 coordinate pairs. -1, -3 is right here. 0, -3 is right next to it there, and then 1, -3 is right there. Notice, these equations had y equals. They make horizontal lines. And just a reminder, horizontal lines, the slope is 0. So you could think of these as HOY. H-O-Y. Y equals makes a horizontal line. Slope is 0. Now here the equation is x equals 5. What that rule is saying is x is 5. They don't care what y is. So you've never seen an equation before graphing in Algebra 1 here, where it started off with an x and didn't have a y in it. X is 5. That's the rule. No matter what, x is 5. No matter what y is, yeah. So we kind of switch roles here. Now it doesn't matter what y is. You can pick a negative, a 0, and a positive. X is 5. So 5, negative 2, 5, 0, 5, 2. Let's plot those points. 5, negative 2. So right 5, down 2. Right 5, stay there. Right 5, up 2. It makes a line. There it is. When you have x equals, it's going to make a vertical line. That's a V. Let's sharpen that up. It's going to make a vertical line. And the slope of vertical lines are undefined. So that's where you can use the word VUX to kind of remember that. VUX, V-U-X, x equals, makes a vertical line through whatever number on the x-axis that the x is going through. So really here, this is x equals, so it's x equals some number. Doesn't that mean that it's going to be a vertical line? So it's going to be a vertical line through negative 3. That number tells you, hey, make a vertical line and hit the x-axis at that number. Whereas here, when it's y equals just some plain old number, it's going to be a horizontal line. And it tells you to make that horizontal line hitting the y-axis at this number. Bum, bum, bum. And if you didn't like what I just did here, the rule is x is negative 3. So no matter what, x is negative 3. Now you choose the y's. So negative 3, 5. Negative 3, 0. Negative 3, negative 5. Boom. That was the line that we had graphed.